I'm Aisha. I'm Jasmine.
And I'm 12.
And we're IJT Productions.
Hey everyone, you're here with IJT Productions, and we have a couple of members from our show, Singleville, that came back with us to do another video. So today's topic, we're going to be talking about body image. But before we get into it, I'm going to have everyone introduce themselves, starting with...
How you want to start with me when I don't even know how you want me to introduce myself?
Mel,
like
cool. No, that's yourself.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Both
My name is Ashley.
No, you're not doing it right.
No. My name is Ashley, aka Mel. You may have seen me in a previous video, but new hair, who this?
New hair, new person. Got it.
Woo. I am Joanna and I play Shelly.
Okay, nice. And
I'm Aaliyah. I play Liz with the biz.
Yeah, and 12 play Rome. I play Janae, and each plays Grease in the show. But we're gonna be ourselves for today. So we're gonna discuss body image. So who wants to tackle that first about like body image, what you see on Instagram or what people talk to you about? Oh,
Because I saw something on IG and I was like, I want to get off my chest. There was a meme that came out and was like, real bodies are for poor people.
oh, huh.
And I was like, how, Sway? How? Food is expensive. Working out is expensive. Keeping what you got, trying to maintain it, takes patience and all this stuff. My thing is that if you got your body done, that's cool, right? But don't come at the people who want to keep their natural body work for what God gave them. Like, please. So I was just like, when I saw that, we already have these projections on ourselves and the society throwing things on us, and then to come with the nerves talking about if you didn't get your body done, then you got to be poor. It's like, no, I just want to use my money and resources, and I like what I'm working with. But that was just me, though. So I don't know how y'all felt about that, or if y'all saw anything that was like, wow.
But on the flip side of that, right? Mm-hmm. If you say somebody that got plastic surgery, enhancements and things like that, they're insecure, right? If you put a meme on that,
right?
Like you put like a plastic looking, person on there, people would get defensive, like, oh, I just wanted to enhance this and I wanted to do this, that, and the third. So it's always gonna be that perception, like. I guess some people that supports it is gonna look down on the people that don't have body surgeries and things like that.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, the people that are natural and things like that, they look at the people that have plastic surgery, like, and so it's like a class kind of thing. Like people just have their perception on what side of the coin you fit on. So.
Yeah.
That's what I see.
And the thing is, I'm not against people who get plastic surgery. Like, if that's something that you choose to do, then that's between you and yourself and whoever your close friends you want to share that with.
Right.
But the thing that gets me is that, people who don't get their body done, and if we don't look like that, then, we are not considered beautiful or sexy, or we don't fit into that type of group, where men choose to look at us because, on IG, we have to have these perfect bodies, and we don't want to show our bodies because it's like, oh, we don't look like that, like we don't have that type of bodies. But I know I don't. But like for me personally, like I love who I am. I love who God created me, and just because you don't find me attractive in that type of way because I don't look that way, that doesn't mean that I'm not beautiful or anybody else is not beautiful. So that's just how I feel about it.
Honestly, I feel like the person that posted that meme, I feel like there's an assumption there is that everyone wants to have the same build a body, the same body that everyone has, the same hair that, everyone has the same body wave hair. Mm-hmm. Everyone has the boobs, the butt, and then the
skinny waist,
naturally, like,
flat stomach.
Whatever ways.
Yeah.
Not everyone likes that body type. Not everyone even thinks that that's appealing, if you want to be realistic. Yeah. So for them to post that is assuming that everyone wants that. Me personally, I'm natural. Don't let the wig fool you. I'm natural. So yes, there are things that I have goals where I want to like tone up, get fit, whatever. I have my own goals, but I don't like the idea of going under general anesthesia. I don't like the idea of being sliced and diced, and I don't want to go through that. I don't want to go through the recovery. I don't want to spend thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, on a surgery when I could just get to work. Partly because I like to put in that work for myself to actually earn it, but also because I don't want to go through that recovery time and all of that. And again, not judging anyone that does it, I do feel like if you're getting a lot of surgery done, that you should take the time to go and see what the underlying issues are, because regardless of whether or not you get the surgery, you may get the surgery and still be insecure.
Right.
Look at people with body dysmorphic disorders. Like, there are so many things that come into play. So even with the surgeries, I feel like you should take a step back and see, like, why do I feel like I need these? Regardless of if it's right or wrong, I don't feel like it's wrong, but find out why you feel the need to do this.
I mean, I know that, like, when you have children, like me, I had a kid, you know, your body doesn't stay the same. I know mine was not. But it's like, I have this battle in my mind, like, do I get the surgery because maybe I want a husband, and if he looks at me, he's not going to be like me or something like that, like, you know. But then again, it's like, oh no, that's just me. Like, that's just who I am. He's gonna love me, like, regardless and stuff like that.
I got some questions because it's all ladies here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, you have a kid, you're married, right?
Wait, who's?
But
I'm
Not married.
I'm posting this to y'all women.
Okay.
And your husband says, like you said, your body changed, and he's like, listen, I would like for you to get some type of enhancement. Now, from that coming from your husband, would you be more receptive to that? Or kind of like you said, you're not with going under anesthesia, those things, like, how would you feel of that being, like, if he came to you and said, listen, I would like for you to, you know, you put on some weight, baby weight, things like that, let's do a surgery. Would you be down? I'm asking all y'all. How would y'all approach that? Let's start with Joanna, because her face is saying.
My first question is, why are we already jumping to surgery? Why is it not preventative? Like, hey, let's work out, let's change your diet, let's do it together or something. Because that's like a big jump. That should be like the last resort if, let's say, it was a lot of weight and she's really struggling to lose it or something. But even then, like, surgery would be like the last resort. I'm like, who's financing the surgery if insurance is not covering it all? You know, that would be my question before anything else.
That goes back to the poor comment, though.
Now, Liz, what you?
Because I've been big my whole life, even before having babies, I had stomachs, I had arms, like, I think for me, it's been very difficult because I didn't have the typical flat stomach for everything else. I have big arms, so of course if I pull them up, you know, they come down, they flop. And I've had people look at me like, ugh, because they feel like sometimes it's disgusting. So I think for me, watching all of these women get the bodies that I have technically, but, you know, just without the stomach, as some people would say. But it's just watching that and realizing that you do have boyfriends and husbands who are like, oh, you know, maybe you could lose a little, or maybe you could do this. And I had to learn for myself, because it hindered me in certain relationships where they may think I look good, but in my head, I'm like, oh my God, no, I'm too fat. Oh my God, no, this doesn't look good. And so I'm always, you know, trying to hide something, you know, and so it's always been the crazy diets. It's always been, you know, aggressively working out. And even in high school, it wasn't like I was non-active. I was just bigger than most. I played volleyball, I played softball, and I did that, and I was, you know, very active. Once I was out there, I was outside doing something else. So it wasn't like, you know, I was just slouching, overeating. Right. So I'm learning that this is my body, you know.
Yeah.
I may not look like everybody else. I may not, you know, feel like I can probably get this small or whatever it is, but I notice now the challenge is just me accepting me. And so whoever I'm with, I may joke around sometimes, but honestly, I'm learning to just be like, all right, I'm okay with whatever is going on here. And if I hate it so much, if it's hindering me so much, then you know what, maybe I can do something for it. But I don't feel like anybody should be pressured to change anything about yourself.
Right.
If it's somebody else, because how many times have you heard, family members or any, someone close to you say, oh, you gained weight, or oh, you did this, oh, if you do this a little bit, it might, oh, if you, so it's like, people are always going to have something to say.
And then they talk if you lose weight too. Oh, you looking
skinny. You lost weight.
Oh, right.
You sick?
You sick?
Oh, man,
right?
right.
You going for the...
Don't lose any more weight. Don't lose any more weight.
And then if you gain too much weight,
If you
then it's
don't
like,
have the
ooh,
blood,
girl, you need to
slow down.
Like,
It's like, yeah, so I think ultimately everything is just your decision and what you feel about yourself. So now I'm learning to just, find whatever beauty I have within me and outside. So it's just me looking in the mirror, or posing or self-care or realizing whoever I'm dating, you have to be okay with whatever I look like, big, small, whatever, because it's not really their decision. It's me. If I want to look this way, that's my decision on how I'm going to look. So if you decide, oh, I don't like this, it's like, then what were you really here for anyway?
Yeah.
Because guys, they think, okay, women got to. Do they not get fat? Do they not have beer guts? Do they have, they have a list of issues that we technically have to accept. But as soon as we don't look appealing to them, then it's like, oh, I don't like that. So I've learned whoever I'm with or whatever it is, I'm going to accept me for what it is. And you know what? I like to name my stomach Claudine. I love it. Claudine. All right. I love it. Because I feel like that's her forehead, this her chin, and whoever messing with me, the chin gonna be on her forehead. Okay? So it is what it is.
I feel like for me, health comes first.
Yes.
So if I feel like I'm healthy, if my husband says to me like, oh babe, like, it's been a year, like I would ideally like to see you get back to the size that you were before the baby. I'm not taking that personally. Clearly you love me. Clearly you're attracted to me. We have a child together. I'm not gonna be no. But I'm not jumping to surgery. So, and I do feel like you have to love yourself regardless of where you are. Again, keeping health in mind, because I can't sit here and say I'm 400 pounds, I got hypertension, diabetes, cancer, all of this, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna love myself. It's like, I'm gonna love myself back to a healthy state.
Yeah.
I love myself enough to make those changes.
Right. Yeah. I agree with that. And I think, honestly, when I see, and it's so interesting because sometimes I be asking myself, when I see some of these women with the plastic surgery, I be like, who be asking for that? Because, me personally, it don't appeal to me. Now, I'm not going to say that to some men that don't. It maybe that's what they're into. But sometimes it just be like, I guess I'll be thinking too much. I think about, okay, you 20, you got the surgery, you got all this stuff stacked and everything. How is that going to look when you're 50? Because this plastic surgery and this culture is a rise now, because a lot of people that want to be in entertainment, influencers, things like that, they go chase that. And it's like, okay, but when you get older, because I ain't gonna say no names, but one of my favorite female rappers from Brooklyn, I be looking at her now and I be like, man.
And she was so beautiful.
But you gotta understand,
and it's
she
just
got
like,
that way because people would push her toward that. She felt like she wasn't good enough, so she felt.
And that's what's unfortunate, because it's like, what is going on in the mind that's making somebody constantly chase that? Even the GOAT. even he was out here, and y'all know who I'm talking about. He was out here chasing a certain thing. So it's just like, you have to be able to accept yourself and who you are and who you aren't. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, for me personally, sometimes when I see it, I just be like, okay, it looked like, sometimes it looked fake. It don't even, it's like, how do you enjoy that? How do you touch that? It looks fake. It doesn't look like that's people were supposed to be proportioned in that kind of way. So I just think the fact that it's so trendy now, to where people are saying if you don't have this, that means you broke or you poor. It's like, that's where we at right now. When did we get there?
Right.
I think we've become very disconnected from what is real, what real looks like. And I've seen some Instagram pages where they show you like celebrities on the red carpet, unfiltered, and you see everything, and it kind of like puts things into perspective. Like everyone has textured skin. Some people's skin less textured than others. It's like, wow, shout out to you. I wasn't blessed with that, but you know, we've gotten so far removed from what is natural and real, and that's not just even body image, like food, you know, television, a lot of stuff in our world now. So because there's all this social media and things are filtered and you know, modified, so we've lost that. So I think it takes a lot of work to get back to that, because that's all we're seeing. You know.
And I think I agree with what y'all said as far as like jumping straight to surgery, because there's so much you can do. Like you can start with your diet, your lifestyle, stressing, like work habits, your sleep. Are you even sleeping enough? Like these are things that you can start off with, but it's like everybody wants the instant gratification. So it's like, I can just go to DR real quick, you know what I'm saying? I got my tax return, you know what I'm saying? I can go get this flat stomach and it's all good. And it's just like, but again, did you create the whole lifestyle around it?
Right. But I do know that like certain things, when women do give birth, there's certain things that push around and move. That even if you do exercise, even if you do you can't put it back unless you have because I have that. So my doctor's like, oh, okay, you're gonna have to need surgery, because I remember I changed my diet, like everything, and I was losing the weight. But that wasn't just being fixed, you know. So
also, my son knows.
Certain
things drop a certain way, and you can't. You can diet. They're gonna hang. You ain't gonna. You know what I'm saying? They just be like,
and they be like, hey, and then they become Pete and Tom, and you're like, oh, what's up? You know, so. You need surgery to fix it, but that's if you choose to do it, you know, and it's the heart behind it as well.
But I do feel like, I'm just going to say, I don't feel like that meme was completely a lie, because I know that there are people that if they did have the money, they would get the surgery in a heartbeat. So I don't want to say like it's completely wrong, because I do feel like
people
it is
think like that
to a certain extent.
There is truth to it, and I'll just say this, and we could. But I just think I guess for a guy, I guess women have different pressures. But for a guy, like, you know, I'm not the tallest dude, right? So, like, that's all.
Sorry. But listen, I know somebody, an actor, who actually made himself 2 inches taller. Like, he did something to his...
Get the bones. They
like the bones, like 12 is
like how much?
But here's the thing, though. I think it's interesting, like, and I know you're not, you know, trying to be malicious or nothing, but it's like, it's interesting, like, how, like, as a short dude, like, everybody jokes about that, and it's like, nobody ever be like, maybe that's kind of mean. Nobody ever be like, it's like, oh, joke, but then it's like, okay, for certain things, you got to be careful. You can't joke with certain things, because it's like, then you body shaming and this and that, but it's like, I can't do nothing, like, can't do nothing about, like, this is it. Like, I didn't get the legs. I'm sorry. What am I supposed to do? But I just think that's one thing that I know for myself, like, you know, just the height thing. But I guess at the same token, I focus on, like, okay, that's not my strong area. What's my strengths? And then you focus on that sense of humor. You know, I'm a vibe. So that's you know what I'm saying? That's what you do.
Whole vibe.
So that's what you do.
First of all, guys who are short have a whole thing called Short Kings. Follow the hashtag. It is lit. But
Short King.
Yeah,
and they say that short people live longer than tall people. So I'm just saying.
I know small dogs live longer than big dogs, so
that's what they
it might be like the same.
All right, so thank y'all for watching this video.
It's not gonna work. Cause like that's not beyond body shaming. That's like life or death. But my thing is that if I'm healthy, period, it doesn't matter who lives longer.
Yeah.
Like your life not gonna determine my fate off of if my height is a thing. But because even there was a guy who broke the Guinness Book of World Records. He died, but he was taller. He was growing out his casket. So are we really talking about your spirit moves on? Like, anyway, what I'm saying is this though: whatever your height, you're a short guy, you're a tall woman, it's always gonna be somebody there. The thing about it, there are more short people in the world than tall. So when we see each other, it's like, whoa, that's great. But at the end of the day, you always have options. It doesn't matter if he's like, you know, 6'1", we'll say that. And there's always going to be women of different levels who are going to be there. The shoe on the other foot, I'm a tall woman at some point, but the taller guys, you know, usually prefer short women. So from there, if somewhere with confidence, I feel like how you wear your confidence says a lot. Whether you're short, you're tall, you're slim, you're obese, you're slim thick, you're thick, thicker than a Snicker. It's all about confidence and from inside. So like it does start with you at the end of the day. So if somebody happens to go to a barbecue and bag your brother, your uncle, and your dad, I'm not saying it's me, but I'm not saying it's me. So it's just, you know, it's just confidence with that. You know what I mean? So that's it. That's it about that.
Mic drop. All right, so we're going to end this video there
Yes.
on Aisha bagging everybody, uncles and everything.
She's not coming to my barbecue.
I'm taking pretty much.
And that's we know. We know. We know.
Yep, somebody's uncle. Yep.
Somebody else.
So we will see y'all in the next video. We are IJT Productions. IJT Presents. Singleville is coming August 25th.
Yes.
We want to thank our Singleville cast for joining us.
Yes,
today.
thank you.
You will get familiar with these faces.
Please.
You know what I'm saying?
Faces.
And we will see y'all in the next video. And if you do not watch Singleville, then you must be poor. I said what I said.